In many cases, you've just walked into an organization that has been using the same systems, the same processes, the same delivery methodologies for a long standing period. Um, that in itself means that there's an opportunity to review what is being done and deploy that change. Now, it can be challenging because when we look at legacy software and we want to change that legacy software, a lot of times we're talking about server dependent uh, products. If we're talking about ERP specifically, server dependent products that are built in kind of a old school mentality, what we think of as kind of a string mentality from a chart of account. So like 123.4.12.35 kind of thing, where we're talking about cost centers and everything else, and you're gonna move this into a dimensionalized system, a system that really allows for complex reporting and ease of use. What I like to review the most, and what signs I liked that I look out for is um, efficiency. So how long does it take a person to get certain things done? I look at payroll data entry as a really good gauge of a system. How easy is it to get into payroll data? Because payroll data is pretty consistent across pay period to pay period. If it's taken more than an hour or so per pay period to do, we already know that we have a breakdown. Um, in the first 100 days, I think that software is far more easier to identify. It's the service providers that we have to look at. We have to look at whether the service providers that we've been interacting with, that we've been trusting, that we've been getting consulting services, we've been guided by, are actually providing us information that's helping us propel to the next phase of our organization, allowing us to scale, or if these organizations are self-serving. What I mean by that is if I have a software provider or a service provider, usually the same thing. So if I buy the software from a person, they're also servicing it. Are they coming to me with opportunities to make my processes more efficient? Are they coming to me with alternatives to the product, saying, hey, you've been this product for 10, 15, 20 years, and here's the next evolution of what you should be looking at? Or are these service providers really doing the same thing that they have done since you hired them 10 years ago? These are indicators of whether you have the relationships that are going to help you build into the future of your organization. I think too often businesses in general, whether it's your service providers or not your service providers, I think too often we see organizations that get complacent in how they deliver. And when we see complacency, we see a dying organization, in the sense of doing the same thing over and over again without really affecting true innovation. And so I want to see service providers that offer me innovative ideas and approaches. Now, we also have to be considerate that you just walked into this role. You don't know what the predecessor's goals were. The predecessor could have said, no, I don't want to change anything. And that would have been his own complacency or their own complacency. And so I always like to say, ask questions first, make determinations after.